What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager save. This is episode number 79. And today we're returning with the final two games of Season 8 as we face Brentford at home and Sunderland away in the Premier League, where we know that mathematically we still have a chance of finishing in the top four, but realistically, it's pretty much gone, to be honest here. Heading into the games, though, we've come back slightly early on the back of the 3-3 draw against Leicester, where, to be fair, I was pretty pleased with the fact we battled back three separate times in the game to claim a point, especially with Georgie down for the game as well. But, yeah, we come back slightly early because we're the late kickoff home to Brentford here, our final home game of the season. And you'll see the teams that are above us are all playing today. Man City are home to Sunderland. That should be a banker with the Black Cats already relegated. Liverpool away at Bramall Lane. They'll still have a game in hand, of course, even after our game tonight, as they've only played 35 so far. And also as well... Oh no, sorry, I remember now. Yeah, Aston Villa. Sorry, yeah, well, Chelsea are away at Molineux against Wolves. Tough game there, to be fair, but I forgot Aston Villa. How weird is this? They're playing their final game after everyone else against Liverpool. How weird is that? I've never seen that before. Like a Premier League finale actually coming like later than the actual final weekend, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Not really. But it's because they're in two cup finals against Manchester United and also Chelsea in the Europa League final, and Liverpool are in the Champions League final against Real Madrid. How interesting is that? Really interesting, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so we'll process through the 3 p.m. kickoffs together, but again, it's highly unlikely anything's going to mean anything here. We need Wolves to beat Chelsea. We also need Man City to somehow lose home to rock bottom Sunderland. The likelihood is very, very slim indeed. So we'll process through together and see if favours can be done for us. But that rarely does happen, of course, for us in this save. So we'll get ourselves through to the late kickoff tonight against Brentford in what could well be my final home game in charge of Brentford. At Brentford-Bournemouth. Aston Villa have won the FA Cup. What an amazing season they've had. And as for the Premier League fixtures today, well, in the end, Man City won. And Chelsea were held, to be fair. And so were Liverpool, to be fair. So... we still have the slightest of chances. We still have the slightest of chances. But we must win back to back. And all the teams above us must lose their final game or final two, depending on who your team is. How have we still got a mathematic chance? It is ludicrous. So heading into the game, it might well be my final one at the Eddie Howe Stadium. I've been a little bit coy on my future, but I don't know if I can take this team any further. I'm being totally honest here. And heading into the game, I'm going to stick with the same team that drew with Leicester. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to make one change here. Scott McTominay, the captain, coming in for possibly his final game as well, with his deal at come the end of the season. So this will be our team. Amit starts in goal. Once again, no. Let's go with Ward. First Premier League game for Callum Ward. Ward starts in goal. Back for Mitchell, Okoli, Mosquera and Aarons. Rodri, McTominay, the DM duo with Scott slightly further forward. Traore and Cazorla once again on the wings and Kowal up top. On the bench, you got Dadon, Stoic, Garza. In fact, Smallcone can come on the bench now as he's fit. Lopez, Urisevic, Radulovic, Sucic and Araujo as well. In fact, going to make quite a few changes here right towards the end because we might as well go offensive on our bench, knowing that only a win will do. My final game, possibly at home at the Eddie Howe Stadium, Brentford, where only a win gives us the slimmest chance possible. Come on, you cherries. Yeah, I do feel as though I've taken this team as far as I can, really. Just being honest. I can accept my shortcomings, and I definitely have come up short. No doubt about that. I'm going to see what jobs are available for the summer. I haven't been offered... Fuck me. Callum Ward's Premier League debut, and already 11 minutes in he's made a howler. Where's he going there? He's been watching Georgie on the bench for 4 years, and you would have thought after watching him for 4 years he'd know what Georgie's big weakness is. Coming for balls and getting nowhere near them. 11 minutes in, he's decided to do his best Mahmoud-Ashvili impression. This is also proof, though, that like that sweeper keeper role isn't the big reason why sometimes my goalkeepers can cost me by coming out for crosses or long balls when they've got no right to go for them. Because I've got my goalkeeper on GK defend now. So, yeah. I know some people thought that was the reason why Georgie was constantly coming for those long balls. But I said I don't think that is the reason why. Because even when I've got him on GK defend like I do now, it still happens. It still happens quite frequently. Anyway, a goal down here, it's done. It's done. I would have liked to at least won my final game at home with Bournemouth, but I think this is it. I think this is me done. You know that meme? I'm tired, boss. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm tired. I'm tired. The Premier League is just too strong for me. I'm just not good enough, man. I'm just not good enough. I think what I need to do is take a look at the job vacancies in the summer, see if there are a few clubs that have underperformed in Spain, Italy, Germany that might possibly consider giving me a chance working abroad for the first time. If not, I'm tempted to let you guys have this save. Oh, Alex Scott almost scores a beauty there, and see if you guys can do what I simply can't, which is turn Bournemouth into a certified Champions League club and also win other trophies other than the Carabao Cup. Dear, oh dear. I do like to give you guys my save. Like, if you're any viewers of the channel, like at the end of my save, I always give you guys the save. I always let you guys carry on the save, either with the club I'm managing, or if you want, put me on an indefinite holiday and then try and rival the club I've been using, if you will. Wouldn't be as difficult of a task in this save, but great finish by Karang there. But yeah, I do feel one of those two things. I'll check the job vacancies. If nothing's available for me, I think I'll let you guys take over. Well, we have been on top in this game, despite falling behind, but we need another if we are to win this game. Hamid Traore, can he finish? No, he can't. Great save by Rui Silva, and Brentford get it away. Good start to the second half there, but we need to find a winning goal. Any chance whatsoever of qualifying the Champions League depends on us finding a winner in the final 25. Come on, Bournemouth. Let's at the very least, keep the pressure on until match day 38. It's yours, Rodri. Well done, mate. But the pass is poor. And Brentford get it straight back as they look for a goal to get back in front here. Brecci's a lovely through ball. And Ivan Toney. Oh, did it cross the line? No. Hits the post, rolls across the goal line, and we escape. Still 1-1. I think there'll be a winner here, but despite the fact we have been a better team out there, it could go either way. Throw. Bournemouth. Kowal. Back to Tyrick. 1-2 with Garang Kowal. And can he finish from a tight angle? No, he can't. Straight to Rui Silva. And Brentford hanging on to a point. I've put Araujo on. We've gone 4-2-4 for the final few minutes, but it does look as though we're going to draw at the Etihad Stadium unless we find that late winning goal to give us the slimmest of possibilities. The 5,000 to 1 chance. Quezada's corner whipped in, headed away, and Max says, I'll take that one there as he runs onto it. 40 yards from goal. He's going to do a Vincent Kompany and shoot from tight angle. He is indeed. Oh, I almost caught Rui Silva out. Hit the crossbar. And Brentford escapers. Oh, Alex Scott hits the post. And I think that moment there sums up my experience in this save. The woodwork rattled twice in a matter of moments, but that is that. A 1-1 draw against Brentford. We did quite well out there, but it is a 1-1 draw. And do you know what, lads? Don't worry about it. It's probably my final game at the Etihad Stadium. Don't worry about it. 6th place for Bournemouth once again. You know, I've just seen that Aston Villa have won the Europa League and the FA Cup as well. What a season they have had. Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. The Premier League is just too tough for me. I mean, none of the big six have properly fallen away. Newcastle are still in there with all their riches. And now Aston Villa as well. That's 8 teams we have to compete with. And West Ham often have a good year as well. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I genuinely think I've done an okay job with Bournemouth. I really do. I really do. But I think this might well be my final game in charge of the Cherries. We've locked up 6th once again. It's our favourite position in the save. And here we go. Sunderland away to Black Cats. And I'd like to at least win what will almost definitely be my final game in charge of the Cherries. So we'll see some farewells today. George is in goal. Back for his Mitchell playing his final game for the club before his free transfer to Sociedad. Akoli, Mia is probably going, and Max Aarons as well. Rodri returns to Chelsea after his loan spell, and I doubt he'll come back now he failed to qualify the Champions League. This might be Captain McTominay's final game too, out of contract next month, and Alex Scott. Quezada's on the left, Sucic on the right, and also Kowal up top. On the bench, you've got Amit Dadon, Mascara, Garza, Smallcombe, Urusevich, Radanovic, Traore, Elise, and Araujo as well. Final game of the season, and possibly final game in charge of Bournemouth. Come on, you. Cherries. Well, that's the start I wanted. My goodness, this has been the toughest FM I think I've ever had to play, honestly. Araujo on for Kowal, injury with inside the first fives. I think this is the toughest FM I've played for YouTube, I really do. I think this has been the toughest one. I mean, I've had some tough saves before. The Norwich save I did a few years ago, that was tough, but in the end I managed to win a treble in the final season. But I think this is the toughest one. I can't remember another FM I've played where I've struggled this much to become a Champions League club. It really has been so difficult for me. And in the final game with the Cherries against an already relegated Sunderland team, we're a goal down 12 minutes in, which kind of sums it up. Biggest problem we've had in the save is, I would say, competing with the stronger Premier League teams. But the second biggest problem has been the away form. You know, we really struggle away. At the Eddie Howe Stadium, we're pretty good. But away from home, it doesn't seem to matter who we face. We're always big underdogs. Like, we just can't ever seem to win consistently away. And, I mean, this kind of sums it up, really. Sunderland, rock bottom, 19 points all season long, already relegated, and we're a goal down. It could have gone 2 goals down. Away from home, we are just a shadow of ourselves. We're nowhere near as good. Aaron's down the right. Pops it over the top for Sucic to run onto. Araujo is in the middle, and it's instead. Lucas says, don't worry about it, Enrique. I'll take it on myself. Finishes beautifully past Mark Travers, in off the post. And Bournemouth have their level of courtesy of the Croatian star, who he himself might play his final game for the club today as well. We kept him here by qualifying for the Champions League, but one and done for a player of his calibre? I'm not too sure about that. 31 minutes in, it's 1-1, but there's definitely more goals today, no doubt about that. And right on cue, there's the next. Harvey White puts Sunderland back in front. It's yours, Roderick. Well done, mate. And now Scott over the top, and Sucic is onto it. And crosses, and Araujo hits the woodwork, and Kazan keeps the chance alive. There's Sucic in the middle, and Travers makes the save. 20 minutes to avoid defeat on the final day, but it looks as though my Bournemouth career is going to end with a whimper. Aaron's down the right, crosses, Araujo's in the middle, and he's got a goal. The question is, will it stand? I thought he was on there when the cross came in, but it will go to VAR. I think it will stand, to be fair. He looked on to me. And we have at least got ourselves an equalising goal with 7 minutes to go. Can we find a winner? Can we find a winner with 5 to go? Or in a topsy-turvy finale, are Sunderland going to beat us on match day 38? Here's Alex Scott, due to take the armband off McTominay in the summer, gets away from one, and then sends it for Quezada to run onto, but Raul wasn't waiting for it, and in the end it's won back by Connor Roberts. I do see someone winning this game here, but I still think it'll be Sunderland. Shola Shortire through the gap. It's 3-2 Sunderland. Goodness gracious me. Was he off though? He did look a yard off, to be fair. I think that might be disallowed there. It will go to VAR. Does it stand? No, it does. It's 3-2. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. My Bournemouth career ends with an absolute whimper. 3-2 loss away at bottom place Sunderland. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of there. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Lads, unlucky. But it's my final time in charge of you all. I've done my best, but my best isn't good enough. I'm not good enough. I've tried, I've failed, and my time as Bournemouth manager comes to an end. I've taken the team as far as I can take them. If they're to make the next step now, they need a better manager. Well, I'll accept the current vision, which from now on will be to stay in the top 6 minimum. But yeah, I don't think I'll be in charge. I think my time has come. It's been the toughest FM save I've done, without a shadow of a doubt. The only other one I can think of is probably the club and country save I did with Brescia. That was hard, man. But blimey, Aston Villa, what a season they have had. Ridiculous. But I feel as though, with the quality of all these teams, you now got to add Aston Villa to the mix alongside Newcastle as well. For us to be a certified top 4 team, I'm sure that you guys could do it. Because you're better than me, no doubt about it. But I don't think I'm good enough. I really don't. 66 points and 6th place. To me, realistically, I would call it a decent season, but I know that the fans will not. Manchester United, too dominant in this save. They've won it now back-to-back and 3 of the past 4. Even being a top 4 team, for me, is out of my reach. So to one day threaten for the title, I think that's just a bridge that's way too far for me to cross over. I'm tired. I'm so tired, honestly. I feel as though it needs to be someone else now. I feel as though it has to be someone else to take Bournemouth to the next level. Whether we continue with the save, I guess that will depend on whether I can get the job I want. Because as Real Madrid win the Champions League final, that is how we'll end the season and possibly the save with 5 major honours to my name and keeping Bournemouth in the Champions League every single season since we qualified in season 3. And there is interest, so that's just spoiled it for you. There is interest. But let's just say I think it'll probably go to someone else. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager Save. Will it end the series? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But guys, thank you so much for watching Season 8 and the save as a whole. If this is our final episode, I'll make sure to come back with a special in-depth look at the save. One last look at the save. But we might come back with a new season. But if we do come back with a new season, I think the chances are we'll be at a new team. I don't think I can do any more with Bournemouth. I just don't think I'm good enough. I feel like I've done well. I've kept the Cherries in Europe every single season since we qualified. I've won them 5 major honours. I've given them a year of Champions League football as well, taking them to the last 8, but I don't think I can take this team any further. Have a great day, guys. Much love. What comes next, I don't know, but you will know soon enough. And we'll find out together whether the save ends there and you guys can take over with Bournemouth and try and take them to the next level, or if I'm going elsewhere. I guess we'll wait and see. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next video in the Football Manager 2023 save very soon.